Greetings and welcome! Dwarf Fortress is released. I have been gone for a few days, but this game has given me extreme interest. I love Dwarf Fortress. There's even a very brief series on the channel where we are Dwarf Fortressing. Obviously this is the non-modded version, so we're going to be nice and simple. We're just going to try and find ourselves somewhere heavily haunted for undead, and then leave it at that. But welcome to Dwarf Fortress on Steam. This will either be a one-off or a series, depending on how much you guys like it. So tell me down the bottom if you want a series or a one-off. Either way, let's find our haunted biome. Okay, let's begin this. We have a normal economy, we have hard enemies. We are in a haunted biome. And our dwarfs are going to be set up. We're going to have a couple of woodcutters, a couple of miners. I used to have setups for this. This is going to be give me a secondie. Ooh, look at all of this. Let's get some basic miners. One thing I have learned from this game is if you're going to come in with alcohol, you always come in with all of them. Because that way you get extra barrels. And at the very beginning, depending on where you are, barrels might be a bit of a meh. So it's not major. You just bring a load of different food types so they all come in barrels. Because barrels are king for storage at the very beginning. Like I say, it's very small, but it's just something I've always learned. Always get all the barrels. We also have a bit more weaponry. The dwarves are now set up, so we have 2 miners. We have a woodworker who specialises in all the woodworking. We have a basic full-on mason. 2 farmers, because we need them. And this person is just simply called a peasant, because they are my soldier. They are the guy who will be fighting the most. So, Gerwal Sadzasit will be immediately drafted into the military. Basic military, because this is going to be expensive, but we do have a soldier on the field. Will it help us? Probably not. But we're going to go in for basic combat gear, and hopefully my basic combat soldier will not in fact die. Grab some more food, grab some more seeds, let's get this party started. And let's go in with a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Gate of Brims. No, the Trumpet of Crowns. The Kind Whips. I think that's the place you want to be. Do you want to be with the Kind Whips in the fortress of the Knife Fortress? The Kind Whips in the Knife Fortress. That's where I want to be. Let's get our team on the field. A dwarven outpost. You have arrived. Now, this is my first real time seeing the new art style. Okay, so scrolling goes up and down. How do I move around then? Add. Okay. So some things have changed a little bit. Like the trees look creepier, yeah? Okay. Okay. First thing we need to do is strike the earth. Immediately to strike the earth. Okay, so let's go dig. Okay, let's go straight down. There we go. So we have the beginnings of our area. So one of our guys will be immediately heavily equipped. So everyone else will be prepared. Now one other thing we also need to do is set a defensive area. This is going to be pretty bad. And we kind of want it to not be bad. Obviously we want to get some trees cut down. We want to get a few other things done as well. But the basics of what we're doing will be stockpiling, equipment, farms. What is this? Clay, sandy clay. Unknown. Okay, so we're going to start digging on this layer and start getting some actual farmland. We need some farmland. Let's get it done. Let's get it all done. Look at them go. So that's quite fast digging for these guys. Very fast digging. So we need to set up at the very beginning a door. We need to set up some farmland. We need to set up a lot of things. But a door, of course, will be first. And then we can see how it goes. Outside of that, we're going to set up our basic farms first. These are going to be simple 5x5s. We can easily expand them later. This will give us access to food, which we, of course, massively need. We also need some doors here. What have we got? Closest material. I don't care what the doors are. Just get some doors down. No workshops. We'll get some workshops too. So we need some beds. We need some food. We need some workshops. We need to get some stuff going. And obviously right now we don't really have access to anything. So we are very much down. Military machines. A lot of things have changed here. Oh, look at that. So obviously, yeah, I'm not used to how this stuff looks. I'm going to be learning along with you. So where the heck is food? Is it Cajun restraints? No. Trade? No. I will figure this. It's probably there. Yeah, it's probably this, if I'm honest. Bedroom, dining room. I can actually set up properly myself. Excellent. Oh, I like this. So we've got 2 chickens and a rooster. So we're going to set up a pen or pasture for them up near the top, I think. We're going to get some fruit being gathered as well. We're going to get some burrows set up eventually. Because you just basically need to start setting up things so you can get stuff going on. But let us get some food. I have found farming. It's in the workshop. Good. So we can start setting up actual farming here. So our farmers are going to move into here. We're going to get like a storage over here. We'll get some workshops done. We need everything done. Now, I won't set up actual food in the farm until the farm itself is complete. So we're just going to carry on expanding and extending. We're going to set up 3 sets of farms over here. Obviously, we can start rotating as time goes by. But once the food is down, we can get the craft work and stuff going on. So you've got stills. A still is very needed. My people are dwarfs. They will require a layer of food and alcohol. They will drink water if forced, but they're not a fan of it. So getting the food set up and the drink set up is really important. So we're going to have you do plump helmets. They are the basic ones. Let's have you do plump helmets. There we are. As you can see, you can now set up what they're doing each and every year, which is pretty cool because they're never used to. So let's do plump helmets for 3 seasons. You can then leave it fallow for winter. We'll see how well that does. And there we go. We have the beginnings of food. Glory be to the company. Anyway, let's get some workshop stuff set up. We also... Did I even set up this over here? Did we even set up a storage? No. Except, we're going to have a stockpile for everything. I'll bring all the resources in now from the surface. We should be okay. There's a chicken. We'll bring them in soon as well. We will live underground like dwarfish kings. But first, let's carry on digging. So my peasants should be heavily armed right now. So we're going to set up our military. Because obviously we kind of need one. We obviously have nobles. We don't have any of those right now. We have to place information. In fact, one thing I've not checked. What's in my local area? Do we have horrifying things to be worried about? Where is checking the animals? Is it T? I would very much, not like to have massive animals. What have we got? Anything other? Pandas and ravens. That's good. We're in a haunted area, but there's pandas and ravens. That's a good sign. That means we won't die immediately. Good, good, good. Everything is coming up Millhouse, except for Millhouse, who's probably dead. Oh, we've got an aquifer layer. That's not a good sign. So an aquifer layer will have water in it. So we've got an access layer of water. Only, unfortunately, it's now watery. That's an issue. We actually have a water layer. Now we can designate that for, drinking. But it does mean this is a damp area. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this because my dwarfs could potentially drown. That's not good. Yeah, there it is already. Okay, so this will be an issue. And there are ways around it. Biggest one would be, of course, digging a wall. So we're going to try and do that. Unfortunately, we don't really have much in the way of walls right now either. So, this is going to be an issue. Because we can't really engrave dirt. We can't smooth dirt. We have to build. So now, we are now officially on the whole build a wall. Why? Because we have to, that's why. So we're building walls to try and stop ourselves drowning. Will it help? Probably still drown anyway, but I believe in us. I believe in us greatly. So let's get this layer down for walls, because this is where my people are going to sleep. In the water. I thought it'd be great. So they're going to be sleeping in the water. Going to cut down some more trees and make sure it's okay. Turns out the water is beating the walls. Things have changed a little bit since I last played a year or 2 ago. So we may have to start using aquifers. Now this has kind of destroyed my way. Because now this is damp and the water is going to be a problem. But I think we should be good to go. Should be good to go. We'll work on that. We're going to build our bedrooms a layer up, I imagine. In fact, we're just going to build our bedrooms just here. Solid. We're living here now. This is where we live, on this layer with all of the food. Because otherwise we're all going to die. Okay, we've got beds being produced up here. We need at least 7 beds to make a bedroom. We need some chairs as well. So we're going to be making ourselves a bedroom and dining room. That will help out a lot because then we can actually have our people be okay. Although I'm pushing the wrong buttons, you may have noticed. Yes, so tables, chairs, beds. We're going to make sure everything is good. Although setting numbers out at the moment is going to be a bit of an interesting one. We're going to set up orders, we're going to set up everything. No one is getting left behind, except maybe anyone on the surface. They are getting left behind. With the beginnings of our little world done, we now have access to a zone, so this has now been zoned to a dormitory. It has 21 spaces and 3 beds, so my people now have somewhere to sleep. Would that be helpful to them? Kind of. It will make them happy if there's a place they can sleep. Obviously they want independent bedrooms and so on, but for now it gives them what they need. Because obviously the lower levels is flooding. Not majorly flooding, but it is in fact flooding. So we still need to work on that. This is going to take some time. Aquifers are a nightmare for brand new players to get through because usually it requires equipment and heavy machinery. There are other ways around it, usually involving digging pits and so on. But right now, of course, I don't really have access to too much, so this is going to be one of those we might be stuck for a bit situations. So we'll see how that goes. But we have the upper layers and we'll work on it. Are we really going to have to do dwarven construction and engineering straight away? We might have to. Yes, we might actually have to. Anyway, let's at least shore this up a little bit better and carry on living our dwarvish lives. We have a bedroom. We have the beginnings of food. So I'm going to have extract from plants. Wait, brew drink from plant requires empty food storage. We don't have food storage set up. I am a muppet. Let's carry on setting up. One thing I didn't set up apparently was setting up my stockpiles to actually be doing stuff. So now we have this set up. So now we have access to, this could be just food. This could be everything but food. I'll get rid of food in a minute. So we have supplies. Obviously this is why we need barrels. Barrels of course are super important. To make barrels it's not too difficult, but it is more dwindling supplies. So we need to get some barrels. Right now barrels are not barreling. We also need a kitchen, I've just realised. Kitchens of course make food from raw materials. I think if you cook food you don't get seeds. If you turn it into a drink you do get seeds. Obviously we only have a limited amount of seeds. And we already have withered plump helmets. That's not a good sign, is it? So let's deal with that and get our military up. Yes, military. Where's my soldiers? So Carol now is my militia commander. My expedition leader is Athel Sublid. So Carol Sadzasit should be my official soldier of the week. Whether that will help us is a different matter entirely. Local things seem to be barn owls and pandas. That's a good sign. Beds are being made, stuff's being stockpiled, we have a dormitory where people are sleeping. Everything is going well. Will that carry on going well? We don't know, but I'm excited to find out. More barrels, more everything. More barrels, more barrels. Also more tables, more beds, keep bigging. Bigging? Building and digging. That's bigging, for those who don't know. Okay, we have the beginnings of a dining room as well. So 6 of my 7 dwarves can sleep. We have resources. We're beginning to store things. Obviously, a few things are dying. I just saw a rodent. That's a problem. We need to bring the chickens in. Now, luckily... Is that water? That is water. Now, luckily, we haven't got too many issues. And that's good. Unluckily, of course, we don't really know what's around us. Because it says we're safe with the whole animals, creatures, barn owls and pandas, but it is a haunted biome, so this could get super interesting or super killing us. We don't quite know. So exploration is key, and hopefully that key is not stabbing us, but we'll find out. Fescue grass. What the heck is fescue? White millet, rhubarb. It's dead rhubarb. See, some of this stuff would have been great for us, but of course it's all dead, so none of this is useful. We also have access to 0 stone until we go deeper, and going deeper requires going through a water layer. And it's starting to get watery. Yay! Okay, let's carry on digging. Oh dear, this is going to go well, isn't it? Going to go really well. Minor issues in the lower levels. The walls are working, but this area is starting to get a little bit flooded. So we want to expand further, we're going to have to use walls. Now, also, because I'm going to start digging a pit. Now, it won't be the best pit in the world, it'll be merely a tribute. But I feel like we need some kind of water layer. So I'm going to dig something to here so water starts pouring into a storage cistern. Which means this level of digging is going to get more level of digging. Is that a good sign? Probably not, if I'm honest. Probably not. Because again, the more we dig out, the more we're going to have to deal with. But I believe in the power of dwarfs. Should I? Probably not, but I do. So we're going to try it. So you're going to dig this area out, keep expanding and growing. This area is still going to be our main bedroom area, which means 50-50 chance people can die. But, you know, that's dwarfs. We also have access to a few more barrels going on because there's now hamsters eating our food. People are still growing things. Let's see, still poor soil. Growing foods, that's going well. We have access to more beer being made. It appears we do not. I'd like for you to be constantly doing that, guys. We have stopped the access of beds because beds have been fully done. And we have doors going on. Doors being super important in the world of dwarfs because they stop things attacking us. And we can also lock in our crazy people. Crazy people are prone to beheading other dwarfs. So I'd rather not have them going on. But yes, all the barrels being sorted is great. That's actually a lot of barrels. What else is stored in here? Like, oh, that's a lot of barrels and chairs and things. We should probably stop having you make things. Oh, and they're actually quite good quality too. Look at that. Alright, dining room is now complete. We're going to stop that as well. And we're going to carry on growing and expanding. The Dwarven Empire will be glorious. So what are we making now? Doors and barrels. Okay, doors and barrels, barrels and doors, all the cool things. And let's carry on. And you, make me more wine. All the wine. Wait. Okay, we do get plump helmet spawn from what wine? Okay, good. Good. I was worried for a second there. Shouldn't have been, but I was. News from almost the surface. I've turned all of my food into alcohol. So a little bit low on food. So right now we're currently turning like cavefish and prepared goat brains into actual easy meals. Because people don't really have much in the way of food. They can drink themselves to death, but they can't, you know, eat. Another thing we're doing, we're still currently actively advancing this. As you can see, there is now a central area. There's a walkway along it. So we've begun production of active usable water. You see it's 6 by 6, 7 by 7. And because this is an aquifer, this will always have water in it. So I'm going to be opening up this area over here and having floodgates added. That should hopefully sort things out. Whether it actually sorts things out is a different matter entirely, because again, this entire area is watery. Is that good? It's okay. So I'm going to do a quick experimental area over here to see what I can find. And if it is indeed good, we're going to put like a walkway down here and get to the next tier. Now, obviously it might be a bit watery here, but we'll see. Things are going kind of well if you ignore the fact that all of our food is alcohol. The dwarfs should be okay with that. And why is my population now 10? Why is my population 10? When did they sneak in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got a doctor, a miller, and a weaver have turned up. Where did those buggers turn? I've got to have more beds now. Already there's issues. Already there's problems. I've got to start naming some of them soon. Some of them will die. Then we'll eat them. So I've been actively talking for a few minutes. We have all the beds now. We have now 10 beds of different colours. We have 12 areas here. So all of our dwarfs can be actively done. I was actually just looking at one of my dwarfs. My actual leader has an unmet need of fighting. See, even my carpenter has an unmet need of fighting and be extravagant. They all want to punch something. My dwarfs are horrible, horrible fighters. We have breached the next layer, as you can see here. So now we have access to... Oh, there is aquifer here. Wait. There's a bit more... Okay, there's a bit more aquifer than I'd like. But we have begun expanding and going around. So we're going to start hunting around this area to see what we can find. I am also expanding this area, as you can see here. That will give us access to a lot more. Because this is going to be our main waterway. But yeah, this area here, I'd like to see what's going on. I'd like to get our dwarfs involved and happy. We need to keep going deeper regardless of what we do. Oh god, that's a lot of water there. Why? Is it because... Oh, it's because I breached, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's because I breached. Okay, so we're going to have to start going a bit further away from all of this to make sure I don't hit areas I've already breached. Actually, no, it isn't. If I dig the area up above it, it'll be fine. Okay, so I may have to completely say no to this level. That's fine, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. I can say that's completely fine. We'll work on that. Alright, so I'm going to dig deeper into here because we need metal. Metal, of course, we need to make some more axes, make some more pickaxes, stuff like that. So there is a few more things we, of course, need to do. But we just need to get there.